This is Broken Neck Radio, and we like to fuck shit up.
All right, what is up, everybody? It is me, Insanity, and I am on air here with Marzi from the band Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. How's it going, brother man? How you doing today?
Oh, man, it's going good. Hello to you. Hello to Sandy. Hello to the brothers and sisters in the fucking heavy metal community. I am here today. I'm all yours. How y'all doing?
Hell, we are doing okay. It's trying to beat the cold weather. I'm not sure. I think you're in Texas, right? So I think it's a little bit warmer where you're at, isn't it? A little bit warmer.
You know when it gets blistering cold in Texas. You know when it gets freezing in Louisiana, where we were at just rehearsing. You know when it gets that cold, you can just imagine when your friends post things on Facebook like -10 with the wind chill, with the wind thing at -30, 40s. I can't imagine cars not turning on. So
yeah, that's craziness, dude. See, I was trying to beat the weather, man, and hell yeah, man. I've loved mentioned New Orleans. That's where the roots of Phil Anselmo. That's obviously where he was born at, and just that whole scene, man. You mentioned metal and everything, but truly, the New Orleans, the sludge metal. The roots of that, man. New Orleans just has its history and metal scene for sure, man. And I know you're based out of Texas.
Even though our bass player Steven Taylor lives in Porter, Texas, and Blue is in Fort Worth, and I am in Houston, Steve comes from Louisiana. He comes from New Orleans. He comes from the parish, and so we're kind of half and half. Two of us are from there, two of us from Texas. We rehearse and practice and do everything that we have to do at Phillips, So we are based out of New Orleans, yes, without a doubt. And it's nice to be based out of a town, a city where heavy music has been underground and what's the right word for it? When you take a band like the original Incubus or Exhorder, you take it to the Slugs, Crowbar, I Hate God.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Soil and Gleam, it's just like that. And, Phillips Down and Arson Anthem and Christ Inversion. It just goes on and on. There's Acid Bath. There's probably a lot I'm not mentioning, man. Don't hate me for it. But I'm just mentioning a good bit of good, honest integrity. And me being from Texas from the very, very beginning of my musical relationship with other musicians, I found myself drawn and some sort of a brotherhood, some sort of tightness that I had with musicians from Louisiana that I just did not have with the guys in Texas. Nothing against people. I mean, there's so much talent in Houston alone, in Texas. It's unreal.
Hell yeah, man.
There's a significant difference between the drummers, the way they play, between the way the bass players play. You mentioned the word slugs, which is really heavy and intricate, and the beats up front in Texas. All right? It's a little bit laid back, and you hold back a little bit, and that's where the sludge comes from. And you almost don't give a fuck, with the feedbacks there and whatnot, and it's really a bit different. It's very, very expressive. Not that thrash metal isn't, but this is taking a different route, I guess you would say, word of expression.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very unique. It's very, very unique. I Hate God's got a new record out. Into the new Vietnam, and man, everybody ought to hear, and everything that Mike Williams does. And in fact, on the shirt right here, this says Correction House on it, and Correction House is killer.
Hell yeah, man. Well, that's definitely got some good roots and everything, and kind of building on what you were saying, you mentioned a lot of the New Orleans scene there. What bands were highly inspirational to you coming up as a musician when you were developing as a guitarist? What bands heavily influenced the way you sound, the way your music sounds today?
Overall, I would say Exhorder. Exhorder, man. For me, Exhorder, Slaughter in the Vatican and the Law just was fun. If you listen to heavy metal, please go pick up those two records. And, the only two they put out. And please go listen to them.
Hell yeah.
Listen to Bob Thomas sing. Listen to Chris Nail play drums. And look at the date on the album. And look at when it was being done. like any other kid my age, I was just struck, man, like by lightning when I heard Eruption into You Really Got Me by Van Halen. So that kind of changed the game for me. As far as music and like being inspired and loving certain things, I mean, not to be cliche, and I said that in an interview the other day, I like the whole body of work that these artists that I'm about to tell you. But it's almost so, you know, I don't want to be cliche, but they are bands that are significant, and you almost lose their essence because they're so popular. But Black Sabbath and Pink Floyd, you know, I was heavily influenced by these bands and everything they had done. You know, again, Van Halen, Data Lee Roth years, and the magic that Eddie and Alex, and it's just everything about that band. There was this raw energy that they brought, this fire, the structure and the way Led Zeppelin put everything into rock and roll, you know? And I cannot leave out the Beatles, man. So those are things, everything that those people did, I studied, listened to, and admired. The list keeps going on, though, man. When it comes to guitar players, you take Glenn Allman, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Gibbons, Eric Johnson. You got your fusion guys that I got into, Alan Holdsworth, Steve Morse, Pat Metheny. I'm just grazing off the top of my head, man. There's so much awesome music. And what it is, you know what it is, man? It already exists. So these artists, they take the time to chisel away a particular stone to make it that gem that it already was. You understand what I mean? And
okay.
Through that, you kind of purify yourself.
Absolutely.
You're discovering something that already is, but through that discovery, you purify. You know, I'm in the game of purification myself, so that's why I'm always looking for that next song. That's why I always got this piece of rock in front of me, and I'm always hammering away with it with my guitar, trying to look at it in this way, that way. So in the end, it makes sense. And you know, it's always there. When you listen to a song like Cashmere or Stairway to Heaven from head to toe, Stairway to Heaven, let's take that for an example. I had like 20 versions of it, dude, on CD that were different takes that Zeppelin had done before they got to the final one. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
There's songs like Van Halen would say, like, Ain't Talk About Love, where Eddie would say, man, that shit just came out. It just came out, boom, head to toe. So there's a certain love and beauty within both aspects of it, something that just kind of explodes and comes at you, or something that you have to just kind of hone and, like, you know, and look at in very different directions and different angles, and then make light of it in the end of the day, make sense out of it, and transform it in the form of a song, which is just music told in a story form. Am I talking your head off?
No, dude. I'm just letting it all soak in, man. I love hearing, you know, great guitarists talk about the beginning. I mean, it's, you know, I love how everybody brings up, you know, Zeppelin and even the Beatles. The fact that there's such appreciation there for the older, the timeless, you know, the classics that really just revolutionized rock, and the fact that it can kind of transform into something as great as you guys make it with the metal that you guys do. I mean, it's truly just it's awe-inspiring, really, you know.
Beautiful words being said by you, because you're right, you know, wire and wood. I've looked at music as, you know, from its core and like an historian would. Philip also, man, knows his musical history. And not just bands and music and this and that. We're talking about where tones came from, for instance, where the distorted guitar originated from.
Yeah.
You know? And where it evolved to, where Jimi Hendrix took it. And then where Eddie Van Halen took it. Then where it happened to it in the 80s, where it became the processing machines and stuff like that, where the natural amplifier, where the natural wire and wood going straight into an amp being cranked up, and this body, this thing, this monster coming up.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Brian May was able to do it. Brian May of Queen, him and his dad built not only the guitar, but the picks in the guitar. Listen to his tone, man. Listen to Edward Van Halen's tone. It's unmistakable. Along the same lines of those guys, you know, you're looking at distortion. I'm going straight into Randall amplifiers, Randall Thrashers that Mike Ford designed for. I'm going straight into these amps, man. No, you would think I would have distortion pedals and all this, overdrive pedals and shit like that. I've used this tube screamer since I was 12 years old. But on the last tour, and this before I retired is when I got the fast grades, and I didn't need it. No overdrive, no nothing. Just straight into the amp. Organic, I guess you would say the word. But in this day and age, we're in 2014, that's almost a lost art. So I'm kind of bringing it back, you know. Plug in, man, and let your fingers do the talking.
That's the way it needs to be. That's the way it needs to be, brother, man. That's awesome to hear you say that, because there's a lot of different effects pedals and a lot of different ways you can kind of manipulate the sound. But to just straight up plug in and do it, man. And I was watching your videos too. I was watching on the actual official webpage there. I was watching your videos, and it's just amazing just what sound you guys have, and it's such a pure, heavy, bassy sound you guys have, and it's so distorted, but it sounds so awesome. It's just, I don't even know how to put into words how awesome of a sound you guys have. I mean, I've known about you guys for quite some time. I've been hearing you guys on a few different radio stations. We obviously feature you on Broken Neck Radio as well. But I mean, just what you guys have done, and just seeing the progression of Phil, from his roots in Pantera. He had Super Detroit Ritual, and he had Down. He had Arson Anthem. I mean, he's had so many great projects and stuff, and to see him doing the Illegals is just another kind of notch in his belt. But I mean, for you as a musician, how does it feel to you being able to be part of somebody's band that is so legendary, and is like, he's probably one of the most inspirational people in metal. I mean, as far as metal goes, he's the guy,
Without a doubt, man. Without a doubt, there's no one like him. Without a doubt. But you know what? I would like to answer your question by diminishing that factor and making it Philip as a friend, and as a person that I've known prior to his fame and all that. I've admired this dude exactly for the same reasons since the day I've met him till today. And for me, to finally jam with him in a band, well, he's doing something that the world needs to be done, And I get to be a part of something that I always wanted to do something up front too, man. I have an opportunity that the dollar bill and whatnot, I passed on it to be able to have. It's my own trip, It's having integrity and wanting to do something that is new, wanting to spend my life, having dedicated my life to my art, to represent something that's new. Philip is doing that. So you see, for me, it's the big picture is that. So we're kind of like back 4 years ago, wanting to do the same thing, Without a doubt, he was going to. Without a doubt, I was going to. I wasn't going to not do it. But man, when we joined forces, and he wanted to do this solo thing, which at the time didn't know it was going to be a solo thing, didn't know if it was going to be a band, didn't know anything. He had like 4 song ideas. The way it formed over 3 years of it to be what it is, which is the War of the Drug Answers EP, Walk Through Exits LP, and then the House Call Horrorfest EP that just came out in October. Mm-hmm. That whole body of work, we hammered away, and it was beautiful for it to be the way it came together. And to have Philip call you after the music was kind of finalized and say, "Hey man, I wrote lyrics for this song, check it out." And him just start telling you lyrics on the song, man, I cannot tell you the thrill that I've experienced over these years. It's something that I can share with you now. I've not even mentioned it before, but that's the beauty that lays within our body of work, where this was all happening, and we just worked really hard, man. We worked really hard to make songs stand on their own, and they're all different from one another, and they all say something completely differently from one another, but it has the same voice. It has a unified voice, but the songs are different, and we didn't follow any formula. And we paid homage to heavy metal as a whole, but didn't fall into any certain category. You're not going to put it in any kind of a category. And when you hear what we got coming up, you're going to know that you're not going to be able to do it, man. We're not going to pigeonhole us. You can't, I got way too much kind of sounds and stuff like that coming out of my guitar that I have not really tapped into. Philip the same, man. We're sitting on a bunch of stuff from the past we haven't even tapped into. So we're walking into the sophomore camp, hopefully with a big, a lot of stuff to bring to the table. But going back to, again, talking about the Philip, working with Philip, yeah. Not that he's just vocalist for Pantera, which is significant, and he's died, what can you say? What can you not say about Pantera? To me, the greatest heavy metal band, dude. One of the greatest heavy metal bands. Personally, why do I say greatest and I love them so much? Because all great heavy metal bands have had strong points in their band. A lead singer, a guitar player, maybe a drummer, maybe a bass player. But when you put it all together in one, you get Van Halen sometimes. You get Led Zeppelin. You get Black Sabbath. You get Pantera. That was that band, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was just that band. They had that chemistry. Pantera existed a long, long, long time before Philip came along, man. They were not the same band. Not at all. When even Philip came along, when you listen to Power Metal, their first record, I honestly cannot tell you that Dimebag became any better as a guitar player. He was so great. Listen to Power Metal. Listen to the leads on Power Metal. Listen to the guitar playing on Power Metal. And listen to Reinventing the Steel. That dude, oh my Lord, man. The tone that he got, the sound that he got, his style and his playing, unmatched, man, unmatched.
Still to this day, too.
That's probably, I'm probably summarizing with that. Going back to the question we were talking about guitar players and so what Dimebag did, man, it's just like, dear Lord, what Randy Rhoads did. It's like, golly, you can't even imagine somebody pushing it, but Dime did it. Dime did it with transistor amps.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you, man, when you have something inside your heart, it just comes out no matter what you can play through a cardboard box, man. It's going to come out.
Yeah, and I remember...
This is so, man. What a beautiful person.
Yeah, dude, and I remember reading an article about Dime actually one time, getting off topic here a little bit, but I remember reading on, the best guitar solos of all time, and I think it was Cemetery Gates. I think it was like either number 3 or 4 in the article I read. This was, some years ago, and they were saying how, Dime came in from a party, and he was completely he was out of his mind. He was just so fucking tore up, drunk and everything. And he just sat down and he did he did all the solos for Cemetery Gates in like one take. He just did them back to back. And he woke up Okay.
Go ahead, finish up.
I was gonna say he thought he would have a lot of work to do to finish it, to finish them up and to perfect them and everything. He got up and he's like, I'm just gonna leave them how they are. They sound pretty good. And that's amazing how he works.
Dude, let me tell you, I believe every single word you said, because let me tell you, I'd get to a point where I couldn't walk, man, drinking with this dude. And he would get on stage, and I'd get up in front of the stage and watch him play. I'm like, how in the fuck do you play what you are playing with that intensity? So, yeah, I believe it. He was the dude, man. He was a machine capable of doing that. I'll get a story for you, man. The art of shredding. I'm not saying it was the art of shredding. He had like 3 solos, man. He was like playing it on a cassette. I think at his mom's house. It was the Abbott family. He's like, take 1. Take 2, take 3, all a little bit different. But I was like, dude, that first one was on fire. Like, I'm gonna go with that, man. It's really, really, really cool when they were coming up with that stuff. And he had everything from like, Heresy to fucking Hostile, all the stuff on 4-track, with the drum machine.
Crazy.
Being able to hear all that, Big Time had all that stuff and let me hear it because, some friends share things with each other. There was no fucking emails back then. Hey, man, here's the headphones.
Hell yeah, dude.
Either put the headphones on or somebody put a cassette in. And guess what you did when somebody put the cassette in? You didn't talk like every fucking body does around here, Like everybody looks at their phones and stuff like that, man. It's like nobody can pay attention for 5 seconds to anything.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? That was back then. And you know what? Today, to this day, if I and Philip would listen to a piece of music, man, I got my head down, eyes closed, man. He's the only dude that I know that I can listen to music to, word saying in between us. We won't say a word. We'll listen to it. And it's, you know what it is? It's learning. It's feeling, dissecting, learning. We listened to, on the last tour, we jammed to Night of the Opera by Queen. Can you imagine? There's a lot in that record, man, to take from, to learn from, actually.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
Definitely, dude, definitely.
Take from that would be, you have to learn it, Jesus. It's amazing. But to actually to hear it unfold, it's crazy, man.
Well, hell yeah, man. I want to get into the plans for 2014 for your band, for Phil Anselmo and the Legals. What are you guys' plans? I saw you guys were doing a tour with the band Him. What other big plans you guys have as far as like touring wise, and what kind of, you guys have any big festivals you guys plan on headline or anything like that?
Our tour that begins tomorrow night in Houston, Texas, is with Hymns. And man, it's a band that I'll tell you this. I promise you this. I will not miss them. I will not miss them any night of this tour. I'm going to be up there taking notes. They're so fucking incredibly avant-garde and badass, and they are everything. Dude, you got everybody go check them out. HYMNS. Hymns.
Yeah.
Top it off, we got Author and Punisher also, man. We cannot live Tristan Shore. I'm giving the name off. Sorry, Tristan. Author and Punisher. Cannot leave them out of the mix, man. He makes his own instruments. He has these gadgets with him. There's visual stuff behind him going on while he performs. It's very, very, very interesting, man. I'm trying to tell you, what we got together with these three outfits, with us, Philip and the Illegals, Hymns, and Author and Punisher, you're not going to see something this unique. I mean, it sounds like a fucking salesman talking to you, but it's me talking to you, man. If you heard that fucking record, you know it's nothing ordinary about it. So listen to me. This package is exactly the same. It's original. It's unique. You don't get there just to see us, man. You're going to chip yourself. You get there to see the first band, you get to see the second band, and then you get to see us, then go home and fucking jerk off. Because that's what's going to happen. It's different. I'm going to. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing Hymns and Author and Punisher. So that's one thing. And after this tour is done, starting in Texas and ending in Texas, Philip has all his down commitments. Respectfully, we love down and support down. And they got a new album coming out. Let me tell you, I've heard some stuff off of it, and man, it sounds fucking amazing. And Kirk is my brother, and I love Cover. I just saw them tear it apart, and he's doing his thing. I mean, they did tear the fuck apart. And I heard the new Down, and that's what the new guitar player, Robert, from Austin, man, he's got some screaming leads on the new Down EP, man, and y'all gonna freak out, man. It's awesome. So once I was doing that, I'm gonna be doing my own thing in Texas, and then after that, I think we're gonna join forces, and we're gonna play European festivals.
Oh, yeah.
June. During June, the month of June, we will be in Europe doing that. I don't know anything else. But I do know that during this tour, the Metal Masters coming up, and Philip's going to be doing that, man. And we're looking forward to seeing Philip do that. And, it's awesome to see him around the other guys playing the old tunes, and having that integrity on stage and what he brings to the table.
Well, it sounds like you guys got a lot of stuff on the horizon, man. A lot of great things for you, Marzi, and a lot of great things for Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. And, of course, Phil Anselmo is going to be doing what he's been doing for, 30 years now? More than 30 years? He's been doing it for a long fucking time, dude. He's been...
bless his heart. He's the Energizer Bunny and then some. And you know what? I can't say enough about my friend, man, that I see on a different level, I can't say enough about him. He's not the guy that I see that is being criticized by other people. He's not the guy that I see that's had fame. You know what I see with him? I see a cool dude that lives with fucking chronic pain that a lot of other people couldn't probably deal with. And he perseveres through all that and does way more in the course of the day than anybody else does, man. I'm trying to tell you, from his housecore label to the housecore film festival to his autobiography to his band Down to us, the Illegals. There's a lot going on, and you know what? He keeps his chin up, man. And there's a lot of weight right there that I just mentioned to you for one person. He keeps his chin up, and we have a great camp. We have great management, and we're housecore. I would tell you, is a fucking strong family. strong underground family.
Oh, yeah, man.
We are. And we all love each other, and we stay by one another, and, you know, we got Philip to thank for it, man. And again, taking it back beyond the standpoint of anything, he's a friend that's brought to reality, and I'm glad he did a lot of awesome music, man. Wow. A lot of awesome music, and there's a lot more from him, from us to come.
And I look forward to all that, and also, you know, the sophomore release from you guys sometime, and you know, hopefully I'll get to see you guys right away. I'm over here in Tennessee, so it's I don't get a chance to go over. You know, I know a lot of good, you know, shows happen around, the New Orleans and Texas and stuff. A lot of stuff kind of misses us, but if you guys are ever close enough, man, I'll definitely come hang out. Phil Anselmo is one of them people that I definitely want to meet before I die, because he's so inspirational from a music standpoint for sure. But before we go, Marzi, I'd like you to go ahead and plug your band, plug what you guys got going on. Give us some of your social links, brother man.
We have Philip H. Anselmo .com. That's Philip's website. And through Philip's website, all the illegal information and all the down information is on there. Now, you can find Philip also on Facebook, and you can find Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals on Facebook. You can find Housecore on Facebook. And then all of us band members on Facebook. But what I would recommend is definitely for fans to go to Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals website and Facebook.com. Give us a holler there and keep up with our photos and silly-ass videos. And we try to post as much as we can when we get together.
Well, hell yeah, man. I'll definitely go check it out. I'll go like the pages. I'll definitely share them with the people on my list, and spread the word about the greatest thing in metal right now. I definitely dig what you guys are doing. I love the sound. And keep up the good work, man. Keep up the good work for sure.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for being you. You know, it takes one to know one, they said, and you know, for you to get it, and to say what you just said means the world, man. And that makes it what we do worthwhile.
Hell yeah,
much love right back, man, to you and all the metal community out there listening.
Yep, it's definitely a brotherhood and a family, and for sure it's one I'm glad to be a part of, and I love to see it grow with great bands like Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. So thank you very much for taking the time with us, brother man.
My pleasure.
All right, and from Broken Neck Radio, this has been Insanity, here with Marzi from Phil Anselmo and the Illegals.
Broken Neck Radio.